Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Jill, otherwise known as the Enlightened Target, and this channel is devoted to narcissistic abuse awareness and recovery, parental alienation, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and anything and everything having to do with those three main topics. Today's topic is on a very real and harmful form of abuse that isn't known a lot about or talked about very often, but is a very, very big part of narcissistic abuse. Today we're talking about financial abuse. Many times it's referred to as hidden abuse because most victims do not realize that it's a form of abuse. And it can look very, very different from victim to victim. There are so many ways that a narcissist can financially abuse his or her victim. So we're going to try and shed some light on that today. Narcissists are pathological liars. They're manipulators and exploiters, and they are no different when it comes to money. So when we try and analyze or understand the things that they do, we must view it from their lens, not ours. And we do this by first thinking about what are their core traits? What are they? They're entitled, they're controlling, they lack empathy, they're exploitative, and they're manipulative. If you want to understand anything about a narcissist, from your lens, someone who, has empathy, compassion, and who actually cares about being fair and honesty, it's going to be incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to grasp these issues. And a big part of the healing is, healing from narcissistic abuse is educating yourself about the way that they think, because this helps us process what has happened to us, as well as will aid in protecting ourselves from people like this in the future. So a narcissist's goal is to gain power over and control others, and money is an excellent mechanism to achieve that. Financial abuse is one of the most powerful methods of keeping a victim trapped in an abusive relationship. Victims are often, too concerned about their ability to provide financially for themselves. And, if they have children, of course, this is a huge concern. And so many times a victim will return to an abusive relationship because of the financial insecurity. Financial abuse can vary from situation to situation, so it makes it incredibly difficult to identify this. So let's talk about what financial abuse can look like. I'm going to list a bunch of different scenarios here to hopefully give everyone a very good idea of how differently this can actually be and what this looks like. Okay, so let's talk about some different ways that financial abuse can look. Gives you allowances or budgets without your input. Spends your money without your knowledge. Withholding necessities. Refusing to pay bills. Harassing you at work. Lives in your home without working or helping out with the household. Controls how all of the money is spent. Requires you to account for everything that you spend. Makes you grovel for money. Anytime you need money, you have to beg for it or ask for it. Maxes out your credit cards or uses them without your permission. Limits your access to your own bank accounts or mutual accounts. Drains all of the money out of the checking account. Feels entitled to your money and your assets. Pressures you to quit your job or sabotages your work responsibilities. Spends money without your knowledge. They hide money from you. They open credit cards without your knowledge. They default on accounts in your name and ruin your credit. They won't get a job. Suggestions that you quit your job. Hides bills. Taking out loans without your knowledge. Extravagant spending. Simple financial questions and conversations about money cause arguments, or you're scared to bring up the topic of money. Asks your family for loans and never repays it. Buys high-ticket items without your knowledge. Refuses to give you money to live on. Continually doesn't pay child support. Demands receipts, forcing you to ask permission to spend money. Belittling your professional accomplishments. Demanding or withholding sex for money. Stealing money. Selling your property without your permission. Discouraging higher education or professional development. fraud and or tax evasion. Many times their financial abuse is criminal. Another method they will use many times is the family courts. Narcissists are geniuses at taking their ex back to court until they have ruined them financially. Most times they're so determined to alienate you and destroy your relationship with your children that they will use the courts to do it, and you will lose everything that you own in the process. And another big one for narcissists is degrading your ability to try a new job or an interest. It makes you doubt your own abilities. This happens so often in narcissistic abuse. Many times the narcissist will be the sole supporter and use that as a way to invoke pity or sympathy. But when you show an interest in something that you're either passionate about or you're really interested in, they'll criticize your ambition, they'll belittle your abilities. They won't want you to actually be successful at anything, especially if financially abusing you is their primary means of controlling you and also being able to abuse you at will. That was my life growing up. My father made and controlled all of the money. And because we were all financially dependent on him, he could rage and abuse any of us anytime he felt like it, and there wasn't anything we could do or, say, because he was the one with the money. There was always the threat that if I resisted or if I defended myself and did not allow him to do it, then the money would be immediately cut off. Another one that they do a lot is kind of avoid the topic. They're shifty. You may ask for money and they'll kind of agree and then avoid giving it to you or procrastinate or change the topic. The goal is to escape accountability without being discovered for their selfishness and deceit. My favorite thing my ex-husband used to always say to me is, "Send me the receipt." Okay, yeah, I'll pay for it only if you send me the receipt, knowing full well, he had no intentions of ever reimbursing me for anything. So let me reassure you, if you ever hear that statement, you can be absolutely positive that you are being financially abused. Many times they will use money to try and triangulate you between someone else. They will spend more money on other people as a way to cause either jealousy in the relationship or maybe cause problems in the family. Narcissists are brilliant at abusing their victims financially. Financial abuse is a form of domestic violence, and the effects are incredibly damaging to a victim. The victim feels inadequate and unsure of themselves due to all of the emotional abuse that's always accompanied with financial abuse. It really destroys the victim's confidence, makes them doubt themselves, doubt their abilities, on the other end of it, makes you feel used and taken advantage of as if the only thing you're good for is your money. So we need to remember, they lack empathy. So they have no problem leaving unmet financial needs for everyone else or destroying you financially, ruining your credit, refusing to support their children, or committing financial crimes that could put you in jail. They don't have empathy, so they truly don't care. If you are or have been in a relationship with a narcissist, there's a 99% chance that you're the victim of pretty severe financial abuse. And it is abuse. And part of my goal on this channel is to bring awareness to all of the different forms of abuse, because so many victims, I include myself in this, of narcissistic abuse have been led to believe that what they're going through is either normal or even worse, it's their fault. There is nothing normal or okay about any form of abuse. Okay, so if you are going through this, what are some ways that you can protect yourself? Getting your money moved to a secure account, getting fraud alerts on your credit cards, changing your account numbers is a really smart idea. And also, do not let them belittle or discourage your desire to, if you want to go back to school or chase your dreams or interests or looking into a new career. Understand that their motive is to keep you dependent on them and to ensure you are never more successful than they are. Deep down, they know what they are. They know that if you had any clue how smart you were and how talented you were, that they would never be able to keep doing what they're doing to you. Do not believe their insults and their criticisms. All that is a projection of how they truly feel about themselves. And their desire is to keep you dependent on them. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell because I will be putting out videos every week. Also, please share this video with anybody that you think could benefit from seeing it. That's kind of how we're going to spread the news about this channel. Thanks for watching, everyone.